So we know the issues. We know about energy. We know about the border. We know Joe Biden doesn't know what he's doing. We know all that. We get all that. But why do this? Why do this here tonight with Legacy PAC? Because there's a whole lot of people who have the passion to save this country who need help getting off the ground.
The purpose of Legacy PAC is to save America. That's our mission. That's what we really want to do because America is worth saving.
I am by trade, I'm a cybersecurity engineer. Okay, so this is my first run in politics. We need more conservative Republicans standing up and fighting for the Constitution.
We're an America First PAC, and we want to promote and help our up-and-coming candidates, and we're going to be holding the line for President Trump.
I joined the Army at 17 years old. My first day at my first unit, which was 25th Infantry, was September 10th, 2001. So the next day was 9/11. And I spent about a total of a decade between Iraq and Afghanistan in country. So my country means everything to me. When I realized that if people like myself who don't want to be politicians don't start stepping up and taking these seats, that nothing's going to change, then I said, okay, I'll do it.
Who deserves to lead the people of this country more than those who serve this country? So I'm behind every one of them. So let's make sure we get more veterans into power. I'm all for it.
Remember why you're involved. We have to make sure people remain humble and not engage in self-glorification. You are here for one reason, and that is to save the country. Period. End of story.
And for those candidates who are looking uphill and wondering how, keep your head down, focus on the target, and outwork everybody. And I promise you, you're not gonna lose. You're either gonna win on election night or you change the game on election night. So God bless you guys. Thank you so much, Legacy PAC.
Thank you, Legacy PAC.
And Stan, where's Stan? Stan is with Veterans for Trump.
Thank you, Martha.
Thank you all. We're honored. I know there are so many organizations represented here today.
You're saying here too much, but you're going to do very well. And I just had somebody write down. First of all, James and Sarah Pritchard, thank you very much. Yes, great job. Thank you. We appreciate all the help. Stanley and Donna Fitzgerald.
Right here, sir.
Thank you very much. It's great. It's great that you're with us. Mike Acton.
Hi, this is Stan Fitzgerald with Veterans for Trump and Legacy PAC. I'm here with my friend Carl Boyanton in Mississippi, who's been an outstanding conservative fighter in that state. How are you today, Carl?
Great. How you doing?
We're doing okay. You have an announcement you made recently, very recently, and
Last night.
You are running for Congress. Can you please tell us a little bit about your district and your background?
Well, my district covers the a little over 12 South counties of Mississippi. It's very red. We have a freshman incumbent there that I actually helped elect, but unfortunately, like anything else, they fall into that trap of the establishment fairly easy. So it just makes me more where, I feel I have to jump in and try to push the conservative narrative a little bit better. And my background is I've been in business for over 40 years, building companies and creating thousands of jobs, negotiating hundreds of millions of dollars worth of business. And, so I believe as a congressman, I can go in day one and add value.
Well, we could certainly vouch for that because we see how organized you are in Mississippi and how much good you've done in that state. And I could certainly vouch for your conservative America First platform as opposed to the establishment candidate who you helped get in.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your platform.
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm actually trying to encourage the silent majority to get out, young people to get out and join the conservative cause and stuff. And by doing so, I'm trying to actually push some not normal Republican narratives that normally Democrats have control of, like climate change for one. We sit back and let the Democrats shove climate change down our throat. We do nothing about it. In 4 decades, they've controlled the narrative and spent trillions of dollars on these boondoggles. And as Republicans,
I lost you, Carl. There you go. You said as
Oh.
Republicans.
I'm sorry.
I lost you as Republicans.
Oh, well, as Republicans, we sit back and we just deny it's happening and we don't do anything about it. Well, what we have to do is we need to take over these narratives. Most of these narratives cost us money. I mean, they're canceling our energy sector for climate change. And as Republicans, just denying it's not happening isn't good enough. We need to take over the narrative and come up with common sense solutions that actually fight back and stop their spending, which is killing us, and stop just saying it's not existent. I mean, if you look at the presidential debate and that young man that came on, his question to the presidential candidates was, what are you going to do about climate change, which is the #1 issue for young people? As Republicans, we're trying to get young people involved. So instead of denying it, why don't we give them a solution that might work better than what the Democrats are doing? We should take the lead on that. We should take the lead on a lot of these issues that we normally don't take the lead on. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do. I mean, I've been, with some groups in DC that have natural solutions for climate change. And I'm not a climate change person. I don't believe we have a climate change. But again, if we must have something because we just spent trillions of dollars on it the last 4 decades. So how about as Republicans, we come out and say, all right, look, if you're worried about it, here's common sense solutions. Not killing America by taking care of our, not using our own energy. So, you have like regenerative farming, which is going on right now, and it's supported by Walmart and Whole Foods and stuff, which helps sequester carbon in the soil, which actually will stop as much carbon going into the atmosphere as 30% of all carbon comes from farming. So this is another option it doesn't hurt us in our position, but it actually shows them that, look, there is a way to actually change climate change, if you believe it, naturally and with common sense. It doesn't cost America jobs and money. Same with industrial hemp. If you plant industrial hemp, we have 100 million acres of corn used for biodiesel. You could use industrial hemp. And again, to calm young people is to show that we could plant 100 million acres of industrial hemp, and that actually sequesters carbon out of the atmosphere. And a good part about it is these solutions mean that, well, if that's not what's the problem and it starts getting cold again, we just don't plant the hemp and you can turn it around just like that. So, I mean, and again, that's what we have to do. We have to start, allaying the concerns of these young people so we can get them incorporated in the conservative party. And I think that's the reason why I'm running right now is I'm pushing ideas that are outside the box. And if I get to Congress, I'll push ideas that are common sense and change the narrative where the Democrats don't control everything and start letting the American people see that the Republican Party are the people that that help people, not the Democrat Party. The pandemic that's starting and stuff. Right now, they say that, we might be going back to masks and shots and all this other stuff. But the trouble is, again, there's actually common sense solutions for that. And there's actually a system out there right now. I know the guy that produces them, that it hooks into hospitals, schools, homes, everywhere, that shoots out molecules that attach to Salmonella, E. coli, COVID, and flu viruses and renders them neutral in the air and on surfaces. So what that does, that mitigates that spread so you can't have a pandemic. So instead of spending trillions of dollars giving away money, you can use these common sense solutions to take and save all that money that they're trying to give away. And they don't care about helping anybody. It's paying off their people, paying off big pharma, so that's why I say, you know, we have to come up as Republicans, conservative Republicans. We got to come up with solutions that are outside the box so that we can actually take and attract new people to our party and get people that don't want to go out and vote anymore to come out and vote.
Well, there you have it. You have a businessman talking about common sense. And it reminds me of a former president that wasn't too long ago, and we have a joker in the White House now. So, Carl,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
That's pretty light.
I'm trying to be nice.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because with my luck, I'll get pulled on CNN by saying something wrong. But Carl, the country is divided right now over the weaponization of government. Speaking of
Yeah.
45, and here in Georgia, we have calls. And when I say both sides of the aisle, I'm not talking about Democrats. I'm talking about establishment versus America First. We're all on the same page here. People on
Right.
both sides of that aisle are calling for investigations into Fannie Willis. But this is happening in 4 states, might happen in Arizona, and voters like us would like to know what your position is on these political persecutions.
Well, I can tell you, I got a good one. I think we need to have a federal law that actually has teeth in it. And anybody that goes out for election interference, such as Fannie Willis, where she campaigned on putting Trump in jail, same with Bragg up there that campaigned on it. Well, you know, they're campaigning on something that they don't have a crime. So it's typically political. You're going to go out and find a crime to arrest the president of the United States, the front runner in this presidential election. You know, normally you find a crime, you have a crime, and then you investigate the person. You don't go investigate the person to find a crime. And the crimes they find aren't crimes. So to me, what we need to do, we need to have a federal law that if you engage in election interference as a prosecutor, U.S. attorney, the Department of Justice, that we have a law that has teeth in it. And I tell you, we need to backdate it a year ago that has teeth in it, that you go to prison as just like treason. Because again, in America, we become a banana republic by these stupid investigations because it's all politically motivated. And we've got to rise up and fight back like Democrats do and not be afraid to do what we have to do to hold these people accountable.
Amen to that. And I do want to point out to our base of military and police supporters, Carl is, as is America First as they come. He's hosted events for our endorsed candidates. He rolled the Trump bus into Mississippi. So he has our full blessing to oust the establishment incumbent. And we are going to announce here today that we are endorsing him for this run. And congratulations, Carl. We appreciate you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate your support, Stan.
Oh, you've always had it, sir. And Carl, how can people find your website?
Carl, the number 4, Congress.com.
Well, thanks again, sir. And we will steer people to that website, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you, Stan. Have a great weekend.
You too, Carl.